Sorry to bother you.
No.
Would you mind if I ask you a question for a documentary I'm making?
Oh, for sure. I love documentaries.
Are you happy?
I'm very, very happy.
What is the source of your happiness?
Angel's Landing today, and the Arizona Trail for the last month and a half. This makes me a very happy person.
And if you had one message for the entire world, what would it be?
Things are better now than they ever have been.
Pause. I know you're probably wondering what's going on right now. Well, let me explain. I have been traveling around the world asking people if they're happy. While I was hiking, I met this old man, and his name is
Tinker.
Tinker. Theo. So good to meet you.
Tinker is my trail name.
Okay.
My real name is Mike.
And what he had to say about happiness shocked me.
I'm not insane. Everyone thinks the world is as bad as it's ever been. Oh, we're suffering. Oh, like this. But the reality is, if you went back even 100 years, you'd be begging to come back here. Life is good now.
What piece of advice would you give to somebody who's struggling to find happiness in their own life?
Oh, wow, that is such a difficult question. All I would be able to do is just sit down and talk to them, mostly listen. And I might get some sense of what's bothering them. And then from that, maybe I could give some examples from my own life. But I couldn't give you just a generic answer.
Isn't Mike the best? Can you guys comment, "We love you, Mike," so we can share some love towards him? As Mike proceeded to tell us about happiness, we were interested to know more about him. And so we asked,
Yeah, I want to know what Tinker means or how you got that name.
Tinker is, Tinker is someone who, like mid 1800s or something, they went from town to town and they were like traveling repairmen.
Okay.
And I've become a hiker and I used to be an engineer, so tinker seemed pretty good.
I like
And
it.
tinker is a verb. I tinker with things
Okay.
since a young age. So I took that as a trail name. I went out and said, what do you think? Should I be Gandalf? And they said no. And I said, well, what about the wizard? And they said, And I said, how about Tinker? And then everyone laughed. And I knew that was the good answer.
And where did you start on the trail?
You start hiking, you mean?
Yeah.
I started on the Appalachian Trail.
Okay.
And I did 200 miles, and I loved it so much that I retired from my job forever. And went out and hiked the full length of the Appalachian Trail.
Wow.
Well, from Georgia up to Maine.
Wow.
And it's an awesome and wonderful adventure. It's pain and joy. The trail is pain and joy, and something more than either of those two things. And I wouldn't give up a single pain.
That's amazing.
2 years later, after that, that was 2016, I went out and did the Pacific Crest Trail. I attempted it in 2017, but I could not do it. Too much snow. And this year I attempted the Arizona Trail, just a little bigger trail. And there was so little water with the drought they have out here now. So little water that I could do only about 450 miles. I'd say one more thing on the subject of happiness is that if you can get to your 70s in good health, you will be extremely happy. This is a great time of life. Nobody told me what a party it was going to be. Freaking party. But there's a catch, and if you're in bad health, it's not a party.
the world needs more people like Mike. What do you guys think?